Hi YouTube. So I'm making this video because this is something that's really important to me, and also just to give, maybe some encouragement, or to have this video be the push that you need if you're in the same spot that I am, because transformation isn't easy. Change is not easy, and some of us, we want to change everything about our lives. You want to transform everything about our lives, about ourselves. Some of us, we strive for greatness, and for, if not greatness, at least healing and peace, and to move forward. And sometimes it can feel like you're in a spinning wheel going in the same place over and over again when it comes to, taking the reins of your life and things like that. That's how it has felt for me for a very long time. And this is not to put myself down, because I've made so much progress in the past couple years. I mean, from 18 to now, I'm 26 now. The personal growth I've experienced, and the leaps has been more than I could have ever imagined for myself. But there's this ceiling I feel like I keep trying to break through. I'm trying to break through of, living in this new reality and being able to create that. Because I feel like a lot of people, if you're watching my channel or watching this video, most likely you're familiar with being able to create things through will and through your thoughts and through your emotions and the state that you put yourself in. All these things, that we talk about. And in order to do that, you have to let go of everything that you've ever known, and you have to become literally a new person. And you have to transform the concept of yourself and the concept that you had of what you thought was possible for yourself and life. And once you know this information, the information that we are everything, and that life is a projection of your own thoughts and stories and beliefs and experiences, that kind of puts all the weight onto you. And that then becomes your responsibility. You know that you can change things, so now it's on you. And so now you're not fighting anything outside of yourself or external, really. You're really just fighting yourself. And I feel like I'm fighting myself every day, and I feel so alone, and I feel like no one else wants what I want, and no one else around me is wanting the same things I want, and no one is even trying around me. I don't have anyone to say, and that's okay. I shouldn't have to, but that's just the facts. And when you're fighting yourself every day, that's not an easy battle, because when I say fighting yourself, I mean we're fighting the old version of ourselves, or who we used to be, which is dying during this process of transformation. And that part of yourself is fighting the new version, the person you're stepping into. And all you've ever known and all you've ever been is that person, is that old version. But you're striving toward the new version while the old version of you is pulling you back. Do you see how that can be difficult? And you have to be strong to do this. This isn't something a weak person can do. And I have so many flaws. I have so many character flaws and things I'm working on. But one thing about me is that I know I'm not a weak person. I have to remind myself of that sometimes, because I've been through more shit than I feel like the average person. Well, I don't want to say that, because I think we've all been through a lot of things. But let's just say if we talked and I told you my story, you'd probably be like, wow. And maybe one day I'll share my story on here, just not really ready yet. But we all have stories, though, if we're being honest. Everyone has, their shit. But at the end of the day, I'm still breathing, so to me that means I still have a chance. And what I really want to say for this video is to push through, because you're literally almost there. And I'm talking to myself too, as much as I'm talking to you. Spring is around the corner. The new year is around the corner. New beginnings are around the corner. So this isn't a time to like kind of fuck around and like to doubt yourself or to crawl back into the smaller version of yourself. Now is a time to stand 10 toes down. Now is a time when you are literally about to come out of the cocoon, and you have to think about what happens when you are at the ending stages of a transformation of a cycle. When you're in the cocoon and there's complete darkness, right before you bloom is when there's complete darkness, and nothing around you is going to even indicate to you that that's about to happen, that you're about to get your breakthrough. Nothing around you should be indicating that. That's the point. But you know internally that you've been doing this for a long time, and now is the end of a cycle, and it's time for you to break out. But you have to keep your faith and your belief, and you have to keep your knowing. It's not even actually belief or faith, because those two things are even finicky, like a little bit, depending on how strong your beliefs are. But knowing, inner knowing, that never goes away. So that's what you need to be strengthening right now. And you need to be meditating and spending a lot of time in solitude, walks, reflection, journaling, all these things that are very much 12th house things, right? Like the ending of the cycle, when you're pretty much just sitting in this kind of waiting room almost, and you can feel lost and you can feel hopeless. And that doesn't mean that what you want isn't coming. That's the point. It's okay for me to feel like complete shit right now and not know what's happening, other than I feel right where I'm supposed to be at. But at the same time, there's no way for me to really know that. There's not really any evidence around me that's saying that. But I know that I have nowhere else to go right now. Like, I literally have nowhere else to go, nothing else to do but what I'm already doing right now. I've already cut off the dead weight in the situations and the environments that I wasn't supposed to be in earlier this year. Or earlier, like a few weeks ago. The one being quitting my job was the first thing, because that shit was draining the life force out of me. And the job I have now is not doing that. And that's just one thing I did. And that's another thing I want to say too, before I camera or my battery is low. But another thing I wanted to say too is that sometimes you have to change your environment, and you have to change your environment quickly, because this is not for everyone, but this is for some people. Your environment is keeping you stuck, and it's keeping you in a loop, and it's like draining your energy and draining your life force and putting you in a state of fight or flight. Anywhere that puts you in a constant state of fight or flight to the point where you can't even regulate yourself anymore is not a place that is worth it, and it's not a place that you need to be in. I'll just leave it at that. I would do your best to get out of that situation, or limit it or minimize it as much as you can, especially right now, right before this transformation, right before, that moment you've been waiting for, that thing. You need peace, and you need to be in a state of just relaxation. Like, you don't need anything stopping you or like hindering like your growth or your progress. So that was just for someone. It's kind of like a little just note I wanted to add. But guys, this is why I made this channel, and I don't talk on here like this a lot, because I don't like to, because it means I have to be a little bit vulnerable, and I'm still struggling as I'm making this video still. But it's okay though, because it's just fear, because I'm scared. And sometimes when you know you're not alone, it makes you less scared. So I'm hoping this video makes you feel less alone and lets you know that you're not the only one fighting this fight. Like, I'm here doing the same thing. I'm in the same place you guys are, just fighting myself, honestly, most days, like, to be better. And I want more for myself. I have always wanted more for myself since I was 18 years old. I literally have never wanted to work a job. I always want to do something that was inspiring, like inspire other people and like help other people. And like, I always wanted to help people. Like, I used to want to be a therapist, but then I realized that that might not be my path. I'm not sure yet. But either way, I always wanted to have a lot of money and also help people. and just like meet different people and travel. That's always been my dream. You have a dream too, I'm sure, like really big dreams. And 2025, I feel like, is the year where dreams aren't really dreams anymore. They're just like reality. They're just things that are happening that we knew were going to happen and that we said would happen. So they're happening now, you know, and that can feel scary, but you are not the only one. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be posting more. I don't know how many videos like this I'm going to post. I have to be real super just kind of talking like this and vulnerable, but and it might not even seem that vulnerable, but to me, to get on camera, honestly, to anyone, I feel like getting on camera, if you don't do it, then it's kind of hard to explain, but it's not easy. You know, like, it makes it easier though when you have something to say and you have a message. I'll say that. And I don't even know if I said everything that I need to say or wanted to say in this video, but it doesn't matter because I feel like I got something outside of me or inside of me that I need to get out. I feel like I got it out. So that's all that matters. And it's been like, I think it's like a Virgo, I think it's like a full moon or like an eclipse. I haven't been able to sleep. My mind's been everywhere. And I'm not even into that part of astrology, like forecasting, but that shit is real because like something's been going on and I don't even know what the full extent of it is. But guys, like, it's all we have is now. Like, now's the time to do it because this is happening to all of us. It's happening, like, it's now, you know what I mean? So yeah, I love you guys.